A Hoosier veteran continues to serve after losing his sight.
His path to recovery and his career helping the disabled has gained national attention. CBS 4's Gabriela Mirando tells us about the new role he was appointed to by President Donald Trump.
The hands of a hero.
And I went off and spent 22 years in the Army. I did 4 combat tours, but on my last combat tour, I was ambushed.
Scars tell the story of Master Sergeant Jeffrey Mittman's last tour in Iraq, when he was ambushed by an explosive. A month later, he woke up to a new reality.
I couldn't see, I couldn't speak. I had a tracheotomy, and I was tied to the bed.
More than 40 surgeries worked to mend his injuries, but his vision was gone forever.
I never thought about the first blind person I ever met was myself.
Surgeons rebuilt his face as he worked to rebuild his life.
Well, I think the military in me, the military man, the training, took over at that point. I had a mission.
That mission being a devoted family man and helping the blind community. Mittman is the first legally blind CEO of Bosma Enterprises in Indianapolis, which works to train and employ the more than 50% of blind people facing unemployment.
It's an honor for me to watch what people can do when given the opportunity.
His work earned him one of the 4 private citizen appointments to the U.S. AbilityOne Commission. Similar to Bosma, it provides employment opportunities for people who are blind or significantly disabled.
My role as the CEO of Bosma, and now as an AbilityOne Commissioner, is to set the example of what blind people can do. If I have the technology and I have the computers and I have everything that's available to me, it equalizes that playing field and I could do any job that you could do.
AbilityOne employs about 40,000 disabled Americans to make products for the federal government. It's not something Mittman realized he'd benefited from until recently.
The padding that's inside that helmet that saved my life and protected my head when I was hit by that bomb blast was actually created by one of the agencies in the AbilityOne program.
From battlefield to boardroom, it's a full circle moment for the retired soldier, who says he looks forward to continue showing a lack of sight doesn't mean a lack of opportunity.
It's important to represent them, and it's a great honor. It's one of the great honors of my life.
Gabriela Mirando, CBS 4 News.